Happy Halloween, everyone. This is our Thrashcast episode special celebrating Halloween since it's on the 31st, was a Friday. Normally, our episodes do drop on usually Friday evenings, but I think we're going to try and get this one out a little bit earlier on a Friday so everybody can enjoy it. And as you all know, our special episode is Slayer's Seasons in the Abyss. We did cover Slayer last year, Rain in Blood, for episode 33, which fell on Halloween as well. So that was cool. So we decided to sort of keep the theme going and do another episode devoted to Slayer. And I personally think Slayer is perfect for Halloween.
Yep.
Some people I know may debate that, but I don't. I personally feel it is. But anyways, before we start, let me introduce my two cohorts with me today, Billy and Jim. Guys, how's it going?
Oh, good.
Great. Slayer.
Awesome. Yes,
Anytime you
Slayer.
can talk about Slayer,
Of
it's
course.
good.
Always talking about Slayer. Slayer is great.
Yeah.
You cannot not talk about Slayer, even though they're no longer a band, but whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So before we get started, we'll just give you a little bit of a heads up on where you can find our podcast. You can find us at our website, which is www.horrormetalsounds.com. We have a section there for a tab you can click on to watch the episode, or you can go right over to YouTube and catch us there. Just search Thrashcast. We come up. All our podcasts are there. You can catch us on Spotify as well for an audio version. You can also catch us on TikTok, and you can also catch us on Rumble. So we're all over the place, which is a good thing. Which is very much a good thing. And, just as a reminder, I know Billy always mentions this when he's hosting. Please, if you see our videos, like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment. We always appreciate the comments. We do get some good comments from time to time. And it just lets us know how we're doing. And of course, it does help the algorithm and help us grow the podcast. So always important for us. So we're doing good with the subs. We're just about 114 subs away from 10K. So we're going to push that more onwards and upwards. It's going to be fantastic. Oh, and before I forget, our last segment for the evening is going to be a mixtape. But this time I wanted to do something that's Halloween themed. So I suggested to the guys, let's do something that's, I guess, related to Halloween, like songs that you would think would be perfect for the ghoul season. So we're going to do that. That should be fun. It'll be a fun little exercise. We love doing those mixtapes. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So before we start with the album breakdown and the questions, we'll just start with our usual tonight, our news and spinning items. And who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go for it, Jimmy.
So I picked up a couple of new things. Finally got my nuclear blast order,
Nice.
From Canada Post, but they waited so long to send it. They sold some of my stuff out of it, so my creator DVD isn't coming in. But I did get finished off my Dismember collection now with Pieces, which is a killer album.
Yeah,
and it's awesome. Finally got that. I haven't even opened it. It came in like 2 hours ago. So that was kind of cool. Another one that might hit my top 15 of the year is I finally broke down and got Nefarious. Wicked, Addicted to Power. This is Caden DePena from Pyrax's kind of it's all-star band. So, we got a guy from Death Angel, Blind Illusion, a whole bunch of great players on this. This thing is just thrash metal through and through. I suggest everybody to check it out. And lastly, good buddy of mine, David Reese, has brought back Bangalore Choir. Cool. This album is fantastic. It's really, really good. I love the artwork, Ken. I know you do. It's pretty cool. This is a band that came out in the early 90s. And David Reese, from obviously Accept fame to some degree, he did Eat the Heat, I think it was, the album right after Udo left. So really, really good album. I always like that Accept album. But this is really cool. This is Rapid Fire Succession On Target Part 2. So this is the continuation of the 1992, I think it is, On Target, which is kind of it's more of a hard rock AOR rock. It's pretty cool. This is really good though. You've got Giles Lavery doing some background vocals on a couple of songs, and it's mixed by Thomas Rocket, produced by Giles and David. It's a really, really great album, and it's got 16 songs on it. Usually, I'm against having a lot of songs, but they broke the album up into like an act one and an act two, which is kind of smart. So it makes it feel like you're getting kind of a double album in one. And I've listened to this probably 30 times over the weekend. Not a bad track on it. Really, really good. Good hard rock. I consider it heavy metal. Some of the tracks, just really, really good album. Check it out. Other than that, I don't really have any news. There's that. Well, the Megadeth news is there's apparently, so this is being released on Friday, so we don't know yet, but apparently there's some Metallica cover, some sort of Metallica cover that's going to be on the new Megadeth album, which I really hope there's not, but apparently there is. Just because I think the first single is kick ass. I think, like we were talking about it beforehand, I think Dave and team should go out just with their own stuff and not depend on any of that. I mean, I could see maybe he does Mechanics, maybe a reverb of Mechanics off the first album, but which is the Four Horsemen, but I don't know. I just think that should be all fresh tunes and like go out on your own terms and not go out using anything, even though I know he was a big part of the writing of the first album, second album, some of it, and even some riffs on the third album. So, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm not crazy over it, but
no.
So wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but tomorrow they are releasing a new song. Is that right?
I don't know if they're releasing a song. They've released a whole bunch of songs. They haven't even released all the song names yet. So every week he's been releasing a few song names, but no songs other than the first one.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow I think is the last two or three. And apparently the cover is in there. There's been a leak or something, but I haven't heard anything other than the fact I don't know if a new track is coming out tomorrow or just the full list.
I was confused because I thought the announcement was another new song was being released tomorrow.
Yeah, it could be that too. So
okay.
So Jim, is it possible? Like, are they on that new cover album? Like, no. Okay, so it's not a track they did for that.
No, I didn't see any listing of either Dave or Megadeth on there. Yeah.
Dave Ellison might have been on there though. I think Dave Ellison was doing anesthesia pulling teeth. If I remember.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but not Megadeth. Okay.
Yeah, true. He's on there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Was that it for you, Jimmy?
That's it.
Cool. How about you, Billy?
Yeah, just two quick items. So one thing came across my computer screen yesterday. So I'm a big fan of the band Trouble and Eric Wagner, the vocalist. So I think we all know, sadly, he passed away during COVID. Yeah. But he actually had a song that was written that he never got around to releasing. So there's going to be a new, I'm guessing it's an EP. It comes out December 12th. It's called Eulogy, but it's going to include a song, his last song he ever wrote, Nothing But Blue Skies. I don't know, that might be a fitting name. I don't know. But so that's cool. I love his voice. I love his music. So I'll be pre-ordering that for sure.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then always good to have a surprise new song.
Yeah.
And then the second, maybe more you guys than me, but I like the last couple Anthrax albums. But I was reading an interview yesterday with Frank Bello, and I don't know, so based on his interview, there's no album coming out this year. Like they're still mixing the album, and their hope is to get one single out this year. The new that's what he's saying in the interview. So it seems like every band member is saying something different, particularly around what stage they're at. Right? He's saying the vocals are complete, all that stuff is done. But they're still mixing the album like day to day at this point.
I don't think they ever actually gave a specific date in mind anyways.
But I've heard Scott say the songs are finished. Like the album's ready to go whenever we release it.
Yeah.
This sounds a little different, I guess.
I would wait till next year because it's kind of, I don't know, there used to be a big market for releasing physical, back in the 80s and 90s for Christmas, but they don't have that anymore. So what I would do is definitely, I think it would be genius to release a single in the next 6 weeks, and then maybe a single in early January for a February or March release. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they don't have a song mix to do a single just yet, but I mean, either way, I'm looking forward. I know you guys are. I'm looking
Oh
forward
yeah,
to it as well because I like the last couple. So
Yeah.
I was just hoping it would come out this year, and so I guess probably not till.
Well, chances are it probably won't now because it's already like we're going into November,
Yeah.
2 months. You're not going to release new material in December. That's the worst time to release.
yeah. But
So
it would be cool next year because then you've got two of the big four releasing two big albums. So that would be, it would just give that'd be awesome. I think that'd be great.
Or Jim, are you just selfishly trying to avoid the dealing with it in your top 10 list for
Yes.
2025?
No, because I know it's going to
rather push it out a year.
Yeah, exactly. Like Dream Theater is just dropping by the second, and I'm like, oh man, I want to get them in there, but I don't know. And then if Anthrax comes in, that's going to hit at least my top 5. And I'm predicting that without even hearing anything, but it's going to. I know it is, and it may even be ranked higher in my top 2. So, right now I've still got Sodom and Dragon's Claw. Testament, I'll be honest, I've pushed it a little bit just because I'm really, the Corner album's kicking its ass for me. I don't know. I'm really into the Corner now. And at first I said, the Corner is going to be in my top 5, but now I don't know, man. It's that's a good album. So I'm fighting, and Anthrax I'm glad Megadeth's not till January because that's another one. And Anthrax will be definitely next year my 1 or 2, probably with Megadeth.
And Creator, that's coming out too.
And Creator too, yeah.
In January.
So yeah, in the first month or 2, you're gonna have a struggle right off the start.
Yeah. Of course you. Dilemma right at the start, Jim.
Yeah, I know. I gotta stop promising people and bands that's gonna be, that's gonna. I'm starting to think, shit, where am I at here? It's said this about 50 times.
Yeah, you put yourself into a corner on that one.
Yeah.
Jim, I gotta admit, I've heard you say on this podcast many times that even starting back in January, how this would be your number 1.
Oh, I know. And Halo Effect, I don't even know if that's going to make my top 15 now. Because,
exactly. Right?
Yeah, holy, there's so much good stuff out there.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a good problem to have, I guess.
That's right.
There's only so much music you can have on your top 10 or top 15 or whatever.
Yeah,
I get it. That's the way it is, right?
And then I just had really quick wood spinning. I've had this for a couple months, but never even got around to opening it. So the last,
I want that
Hazel. So it's quite good. I mean, for folks who don't know, I mean, it's like hard rock. Metal,
it's awesome.
With a real slant towards 70s style,
Deep Purple
and folk music. You get a bit of everything here. And, some people, they get scared off is it a Christian music? Or,
no.
So, I mean, some of the band members are Christian, mainly the main songwriter, but they don't even promote themselves as a Christian band. But a lot of the lyrics will have Christian themes in it, but nothing obvious or jumps out. But yeah, this is just fun listening. I mean, they've got 5 albums. This is number 5. Highly recommend, folks.
Yeah.
Something a little lighter. Definitely not thrash. And then the other thing that I've been spinning almost daily, getting
yes,
and going back to the Wake.
Oh man,
one of my favorite. We've talked about Voivod a few times.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is my favorite album with Chewy on.
Wicked album, and I just got I got about 6 months ago the double CD, the expanded edition of that. That's wicked.
Yeah, great album.
Cool. But back to Witch Hazel. I think Witch Hazel's genius. I like their last album was fantastic. This album is great. I don't have it yet because it's $50 to order it right now. So I'm I'm gonna wait. But it's
the first 3 album. The first 3 are by far the best.
I like the first 3 too, but I their last album I really really liked it, and this one I like as well. I find it's got such a thick Deep Purple feel for me. Yeah, maybe the lyrics aren't it's not religious in your face religion. It's not something like Striper where it's love.
Yeah, no,
love,
nothing like that.
And stuff like that. It's a little bit more historical, I think. more of a historical sort of religion kind of thing with war and maybe conflict and stuff and love in that sense. I really like it. I think they're genius.
Yeah, and the band like they kind of play up the well, I wouldn't say gimmick because again, some are like are Christian, but they wear like their white capes with their
Yes.
cross, and so you might think just by looking at the back, but no, I mean it's yeah, it's just a fun band.
I'm hoping they go like, remember when Stryper went against the law and they turned bad, and then but they weren't
Yes.
bad, they were just terrible. But the thing was is that these guys will wear their white, but then maybe if they turn bad, they'll wear chainmail and they'll become like, you know.
But a funny story about Witch Hazel. So I got to see them not this year, the year before at Hell's Heroes.
Okay.
And they actually do like they have a fan club and they're very close with their members. So I actually got me and my friend from Texas, we got to actually meet the band.
Nice.
Some of the members from Devastation love the band. And so they were taking them out. I think I may have even told this story, taking them out for barbecue in Houston, and they had never had barbecue, being from the UK, I guess. But the interesting thing, so we saw them perform. They had the white capes, the big like crosses, and then later on that night was Sodom. And like we're there, like head spinning and like thrashing the Sodom, and we look over, and three of the guys from like Witch Hazel are doing the exact same thing
Nice.
to like German like thrash metal.
That's cool.
They loved it.
That's awesome.
So I mean, they play that image, but they also love the same music we do.
Oh yeah.
Always good.
That's it for me.
All right, cool. So as you know, I did get my Testament album. Thank God.
Nice.
Took me a while to get it, but finally
You got it.
Yeah. I also, when I was in Sonic Boom over the weekend, I picked up a band called Ancient Death.
Oh yes, that is a wicked album. Oh, it's
So
funny you brought that up. I have that in my inbox for 20.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna order it. That's a
Yeah.
wicked album.
Yeah, it's very they remind me of Temple of Void if you're familiar with them.
Yep.
That's who they kind of remind me of. It's sort of like somewhat proggy. I don't think they're as proggy as they like to think they are, but it's pretty solid death metal.
I think they're kind of, for me, they kind of border on proggy, avant-garde death metal, but they're more death metal. Yeah, I agree with that. That's funny you brought that up, Ken, because I'm like, been debating to buy this for like weeks. I love, and I've been spinning it. It's a great album.
You should buy it. It's actually pretty good. It's solid. It's solid metal. It's the cup. I'm not so enamored by the cover as much, but I saw it and I'm like, I'll give it a try. It was there, and I figured, oh well, I'll grab it. I'd heard of them, and they're on Profound Lore, which is a label that I actually do like.
Yeah.
So I figured, oh, we'll give this a try. So
good pick, Ken. I'm blown away. I'm like, because I forgot I was looking at it today and I was like, and I gotta order that. And then I ordered a bunch of Fates Warning stuff today. And
so this came out like in April, so it's been out for a while.
It was like expensive, and I was like, and then now it's dropped down a bit. So
I got it for $20, which
nice.
is $19.99. So I grabbed it, but I like it. What's that?
I love it.
Yeah, it's great. I like it too. And now, since it's like Halloween and this is the season here of like really creepy music, I've been listening to The Omen all week long, which I love this Jerry Goldsmith soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Omen is so great. It's one of my favorites. And I also broke out Nightmare on Elm Street, Charles Bernstein.
Yes.
I love that kind of creepy synth score. Pretty solid stuff. And then I have another band that.
And is that with your track Dream Warriors?
No, that's 3.
No. That's that's a separate thing on I think this is from the first album.
Okay.
Yeah.
First movie, I should say. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then I broke out a band that actually dedicated Horror Metal Sons. We were actually in the credits. A band called Cropsy Maniac.
Ooh.
Which is very kind of death grindcore. It's got obviously the horror theme because it's based on The Burning, the movie The Burning.
Great artwork.
Yeah, this is Jeff Zanoro. He's a really, really good artist. He's did a lot of heavy metal album covers and stuff. Great stuff. They have a couple albums. This is the EP that I also have.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, this is Adam Gayer again. Yeah, if you like
I like
death
the head
grind,
being chopped. That is wicked.
yeah, yeah. Adam Gayer is a friend of mine. He's a really really good artist. They always have good art in their albums. Yeah, we interviewed them way back like 2016, and we got behind the album when it came out because nobody knew them. So we were one of the first websites to really champion their stuff. Check it out. Yeah, check it out if you want. It's good music. It's like every song is no more than a couple minutes because it just spits it out. But if you like grindcore and you like death kind of horror music lyrics, you'll get it. You'll get it in this album. So I've been listening to that too all week long, just to get into the spirit of Halloween's like a couple of days away, and it's all cool.
Yeah, I've got Halloween off from work. Well, I have a
So do I.
9-year-old
So do I.
daughter.
I have it off
Yeah,
too. I took
so
it off. I was like, I want a day off.
yeah, I'm taking a sick day. They already know it's cool.
Yeah, that's all right. It's supposed to rain on Friday, but I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping because I've got that big skeleton in my front yard.
Yeah, I saw your photo.
And we're supposed to get 75-kilometer winds from that hurricane that's out to sea. But like, I may have to take it down tomorrow night or Friday because the thing, like, it's solid in there. But man, that big gust, I don't want it. The thing was expensive. I don't want it to fall over.
No.
Yeah.
No,
So
I saw this YouTube video of someone filming all these like houses in the United States that are decked out for Halloween. Holy crap! Somebody had like a giant tarantula on top of their house.
Yeah.
Coming down, it was like, what the? That's so great. It's so
It's
cool.
some good ones. Even at Christmas, they do it too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're gonna put him up at Christmas with a Christmas Santa cap on.
Oh, nice.
But we don't want to leave him up all year because we're worried he get ruined. So we're gonna take him down, then we'll put him up just the week of Christmas, and then take him back down. So
I've seen that in Toronto, actually.
Yeah.
Like the giant skeleton with the Santa hat. Yeah.
Yeah, some people, they get creative. They like both holidays, so why not?
Oh, my wife is huge Halloween fan. Like,
Okay.
loves everything Halloween, but I'm a huge I like Halloween, but
Yeah.
I'm a big Christmas fan too. So
Sure.
she's not so much. So we kind of offset each other. But the Halloween, oh yeah, we go all out.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's great that some people actually, want a home and you can go ahead and deck it to the nine with whatever you want. Like, it's great. It's a lot of fun.
Isn't it funny when we were kids? It was just a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, I know. So what are you gonna say, Billy?
There's a cool YouTube video. It comes out every Christmas where they've done the entire house, the yard, like beyond belief.
Oh yeah,
it's all timed to Angel of Death by Slayer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And so
That's
every
awesome.
time it does the dun-dun-dun-dun, like all the lights flash, and it's so cool.
Oh, I love that. Yes, Christmas with Slayer.
Yeah.
So great. Awesome. All right, so we'll move over to some questions that I have. Just a few that I thought we could talk about before we get into the actual album breakdown. So the first question I wanted to know was, well, we've had Rain and Blood, we have South of Heaven, and now we have, you have Seasons. So the three kind of albums all within a short time that most people love the most. So how do you think Seasons will stack up against Rain and South of Heaven? Billy, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I know it's a popular album. I know a lot of people really like it.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm slightly offside, maybe.
Okay.
Like, I think it's a good album. I think there's 6 spectacular tracks. I think there's 2 fillers. And then there's 2 that just stylistically aren't my thing. So I don't blame Slayer for that.
I know one.
But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a slight letdown after Rain of Blood and South of Heaven. Like, I would rank this 5th after the first 4 records in terms of the classic catalog.
Okay.
So kind of last that way. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like. I know it's a mature record. Just a few things that I don't know, just don't click with me. And so that's a personal thing. I know a lot of people love it.
Okay. What about you, Jim?
Oh, I mean, I love this album. I like it. Every track on it. It's got probably one of my favorite Slayer songs of all time. But I sort of agree with Billy too, because holy cow, my favorite Slayer album is South of Heaven, so I bucked the trend a little bit. But we're talking points of points here. I mean, I love Hell Awaits. I love Rain and Blood would be my second. It'd be a toss up between this and Hell Awaits. And then they got the first album in there, which I love. Even the rustic production on that makes me really like it. And like even the EP Haunting the Chapel is or even the Live Undead is so good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But these would be points of points. So it would only rank a little bit behind, only because it is when it came out in the 90s. I mean, this was so popular compared to even more like with us metalheads. Yes, Rain and Blood and South of Heaven, Hell Awaits, and that show, you know. But for this was kind of where it brought them into the mainstream. I mean, they really had. I know they had a video, I think, for Evil Has No Boundaries, but it was more of just a live video. And I think this was, you know, they had the big production on the video for the title track, which is amazing.
They consider this their first video.
Yeah. And I love, like, it's kind of Slayer's, like, they took a shower for this and they look like, I mean, you know, it's just such, but it's a great album. So if I was to rate it, it would only come behind a couple, like maybe South of Heaven and Rain and Blood, just by points and points, but it wouldn't be like, I love it for so many different reasons. It's probably three of my favorite. I mean, I've got a song off of Hell Awaits, which is one of my favorites. Obviously some songs off of the other two as well, and the first album. But, I mean, I think like Dead Skin Mask, one of my favorite songs, and probably all time. You know, I love that track. I absolutely love it. But it's full of good hits for me. And I got to see this when they did the 30th anniversary, I think it was. Yeah. So they played this live, and then they played, I think it was during World Painted Blood. So they threw some new tracks in there and some older tracks too. But watching this and with the Megadeth portion of it was just such a killer show. And then you throw Testament in there. It was awesome.
A great show.
Yeah. It was a memorable big show for me. So yeah.
Same here. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I like this album quite a bit. I'm enamored by it because I like the songs. I like how it's crafted. I mean, I guess there could be some mixed reactions from some people. For me, if I have to like rank it, it's going to be Rain, it's going to be South, and then Seasons. So those 1, 2, 3 for me. That's how I look at it. But
the artwork. I mean, I know that's going to be a question, but the artwork is so iconic. I have a shirt with this, and I love it. It's so satanic. I mean, oh man, you know, I mean, I love Christ Illusion, and I think the reason why I like Christ Illusion is I love the band cover because it's so provocative, and I love that. That's what I love about Slayer. They push boundaries, and this album, you know, this album was sitting next to, I don't know, pop albums that were big in the 90s. And I remember walking into Sam the Record Man, and there was a rack of Seasons and a great big display of the skull. And
it's, you know, there's a lot of interesting imagery towards that album for sure. And Larry Carroll's an amazing artist for sure. I love all the albums that he's done, even Christ Illusion, which was done year 2006. But it's kind of cool that they brought both Dave Lombardo and Larry Carroll back to the band to you know, like honor that classic style that they had. You're right. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. All right. So the second question that I wanted to ask was like, so most critics do feel this is a very mature Slayer album. If you guys agree, what do you think is the key ingredient to make it like feel like a more mature record? Jim, we'll go to you.
I think it is a more mature record. I think the writings, even though I mean I love the previous albums for so many reasons, I think the production on this is thick, really spot on. I mean, it sounded really, really good. The mix is great on it. I think just that, I don't know what they had for songs. I mean, they probably had a lot of songs, but where they have it and how they have it laid out for me just makes it more mature. And I just love it. And I think the songwriting's a little bit more mature. It's just really, really cool. And I mean, the musicianship on this is just top for sure. Yeah.
What about you, Billy?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no doubt that it's probably their most mature album. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, I mean, a few things come to mind, right? Tom's vocals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
His phrasing is far more melodic. Like two or three of the songs, he's not singing that way like on the old stuff, right? So, and then that leads to just the band's more mature. They're taking more chances. You know, like I may not like a couple of the slower song choices, but they're some of the favorites on the album, so they have the confidence to do that. So yeah, so good for them. Like you look at like the flagship of Slayer,
mm,
Carrie and Jeff, right? The lead work. This is not nearly as chaotic, right? They're doing
right.
leads that suit the song. It's not about how fast can I play and how crazy can the lead be, like it is on many of their
Yeah,
previous stuff. So you could tell there's a very distinct change in the speed of the guitar work, and there's more feeling in it. So yeah, I think that's them being more mature. I mean, Dave's off the charts, right? He's got
yeah,
some
he's amazing.
slower tempos here, but he's still putting his usual brilliance where all he does is this drum fill, and it's one of the best parts of the song, like he does with Angel of Death or any of the other super fast ones. So yeah, and like I think the lyrics are, they've taken a chance with Dead Skin Mask, and it's not as crazy concept lyrically, and so yeah, and the production is clean, tight, more mature. Yeah, I mean, there's no debate in my mind that this is by far their most mature album, and they probably went slightly backwards with all the future ones, like in terms of maturity in that sense. But
and Hanneman mostly wrote most of the music for this, with a little bit from King, but and that's evident too. I mean, I love his writing is just amazing for the music end of it, and I agree with Billy. Like when you take song 10 Seasons, that is pretty melodic for a Slayer song.
Yeah,
It's the build up is great. It's well thought out. Not saying their older stuff was, but like Billy says, it was more along. It was more like speeding down the road in a bicycle with no brakes, and you're just hoping for the best. Like 100% what he said. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's definitely a mature album. I like the fact that Tom has a large part of the lyrics on this album, so it's
yeah,
interesting. His viewpoint is a lot different than what you would get from Jeff or even Carrie. And I like the fact that the lyrics get much more poignant and maybe more, I guess, more social. There's like a much more of a social message overall on the album. I think it has its moments, but I just find that it's a different, somewhat of a different perspective. Maybe that's why it stands out. I think it's a great record. I agree with Billy. Dave's incredible on this
mm-hmm.
album. Holy, some of his drum fills, wow, you can just sit there and listen to the drum fill maybe a
Yep.
couple seconds, but it sounds brilliant. It's great. i
yeah.
think i think it's a really solid album for the band. So in question three, I wanted to know, I know we'll talk about this as we go on, Dead Skin Mask, and it's a pretty scary song, I think, by most people's standards. Do you guys think that there's a scarier song than Dead Skin Mask? We'll go to you, Billy. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess it depends on how you define scary. Maybe we all would
True.
look at like if you think of scary as in Halloween, then yeah, I guess I kind of agree with you or agree with that statement. But
Yeah.
like, I would just take a song like Angel of Death,
Yes.
Yeah.
which I mean, it's real life. Like, I mean, not to
Exactly.
say the serial killer's not that happens, uh, but I mean, the horrible crimes that were created that sort of play in this song is probably the scariest thing the earth has ever seen in terms of human like abuse. And then just the sheer violence of the song and the music.
Mhm.
Like, so for me, I would pick that, like definitely over, because it almost sounds childish
Right.
to compare, that to Angel of Death or, uh,
True.
so I don't know. And even like as a young guy, like South of Heaven, like just listening to the nasty lyrics and,
Mhm.
being South of Heaven. And I don't know, like as a young person, that kind of scared me. Not today,
Yeah.
but I would go with Angel of Death, just the sheer heaviness of what all that was. And then the fact that they deliver it in an almost scary manner, how fast and aggressive and angry that is. Yeah, I think it kind of makes, Dead Skin Mask look a little childish.
No, that's a fair point. I didn't think about it in those terms, but that's a really, really good point. Jim, you want to add
I've
anything?
got kind of a mixed reaction. I think
Okay.
on more of a like a more of a kind of a Halloweeny type scary thing. I
Right.
like At Dawn They Sleep, so they're very
Oh yeah, yeah,
descriptive
yeah.
with a
The
with the
vampire. Yeah.
horror genre there, and I
Yes.
really like that. But I agree with Billy that on a more of a grandeur scale, although I wouldn't say that to the victims from Ed Gein, but you know, on a grander scale, obviously Angel of Death would be something that would be a little bit more, the morbidity is much more higher and whatnot. But I do think that knowing now, because I mean, like now here in 2025 in October, I've seen the whole kind of the layout of the story, even though as my wife and you can both say it's fairly far fetched on the Netflix
Yeah.
show. But at least I always knew who Ed Gein was, but I
Mm.
didn't know to what exactly was everything all lined up here. So after watching that, it's pretty disturbing shit. Like,
Oh, there's no question. Yeah, it's very disturbing stuff.
yeah.
But
So I kind of, it gives me, because this is one of my favorite songs, and I love it just because I find it so creepy. It makes it even more on a creepier end, way more creepier than I thought about it before. Now seeing and knowing somewhat of the story, and Ken, I know you've talked about it. We've talked personally about the differences of the Netflix special, and same with
movie.
my
Yeah.
wife, who's into true crime and stuff like that. She
Mhm.
said it goes way off, but still,
Oh
for
yeah, yeah.
me, just a very basic kind of guy watching it, I'm like, that's freaky, man. Like now I understand the song a little bit better, and it just kind of really is. I just think it's so cool. I mean, it's you take something like that, you're not sensationalizing it. You're just kind of telling a story on their perception of it. So I think that that's kind of neat in a way. But definitely, I agree with Billy. A more morbidity of a big grander scale, like a song like Angel of Death, would be much more riveting in that sense because like holy geez, this was this. So
But
Yeah, I
if
mean,
you're having a Halloween party, you're
yeah,
more likely, and you're trying to get a Halloween theme, then yeah, like Dead Skin Mask is
yeah,
more suitable than Angel of Death. But
yeah, yeah,
well, like I guess for me, the reason why I like the song that much is because, well, grew up as a
yeah.
horror kid, horror fanatic, and I know the story of Ed Gein because it's in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's in Psycho. It's like it's a very influential person who's used in popular culture. So the
Even in
fact that
parts, would you say even in parts of the Devil's Rejects, kind of
yes, yes, yeah,
falls back on that? Yeah, like the
yeah,
Devil's that whole.
Rob Zombie will definitely used it because
Yeah,
House of a Thousand Corpses
yes, that one.
borrows from it definitely. So yeah, so it's well. So I guess in terms of pop culture, for me, it's like yeah, I grew up reading Fangoria magazine, and these stories are always in there. So I guess when I heard the song, it's like oh wow, it's unique to me. But everyone has a different perspective or how they come to it. But I mean, I will agree with you, Billy. Yeah, for sure, Angel of Death is probably probably a much far vile and more violent song when you consider the subject matter and what happened and even how the song is just it's short but quick and
Oh
violent
yeah,
and deadly. Yeah, like for sure there's no question in my mind. But I've always liked Dead Skin Mask. It's just one of
same
those
here.
songs that I like. I find it creepy for my taste. But
I like it. The reason why I like it, and I know we're going to talk about Dead Skin Mask, but I like it because it's also got sort of that Hollywood appeal, even though it's true. It feels like it's not. So you can kind of wonder about what the heck is really going on until you know the story, and then you're like, ooh, you know.
true. Very, very true. So the last question, we always like to talk about the artwork, the cover artwork. What do you guys think? Jim, what do you think of it?
Oh, I love it. I think it's one of their best artwork for me. I mean, I really like a lot of their artwork. Like God Hates Us All. I like the original band artwork better.
Mm-hmm.
Christ Illusion. I mean, some of the album artwork that's towards the end, like World Painted Blood's kind of boring in that for the artwork, but and South of Heaven is amazing. Rain and Blood, Halloween. I mean, they're all really good, but I love this one. And reason why I really like it too is because this is probably their most popular best-selling album, I would say, without looking up numbers, of all time. And well, maybe now Rain and Blood, but I don't know. This one was pretty popular. Mainstreamers were getting involved with Slayer when this came out, to some degree, and I think it's just they didn't leave anything out. They didn't just write Slayer and in blood on the front. They actually did some really poignant artwork, and I think that shows some balls, especially where this
No
would have been
logo.
picked up. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Exactly.
No
They didn't
logo.
need
Like,
it.
it's just that you just an image.
Yep.
So they're bold enough to do that kind of a statement.
Yeah.
Here's an album, no logo.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave it off.
And they didn't need it. And this is like,
True.
you think about it, MTV was picking this up and playing the video, and same with Much Music. So it was hitting almost like kind of somewhat popular music to some degree. Some degree. I'm not saying it was a pop album, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Billy?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like I probably prefer South of Heaven artwork, and even Rain and Blood a little bit more. I don't know. The only thing I find is like if I stare at it too long, like I get the creepy effect when I look at it quickly, and it matches the music perfectly. But then when I stare at it, it's a bit like, well, the skull piece is almost a little childish. I don't know, like in the way it sits there, in the way it's drawn. I know it's all in the interpretation, and I like it. But yeah, I probably prefer the two before it a little bit more.
Yeah, this one's probably a little bit more quirkier.
Yeah.
The skull's kind of like is a open mouth, and I can see what you're saying. It's probably not as gut wrenching as Rain or even South of Heaven's an awesome cover for sure. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Where it's I guess the skull's kind of an iconic thing, so I could see people like in 1990 like kids liking this. Put on a T-shirt. Like it's just, oh, there's a skull with that's open up an open mouth and everything's coming out of it. It's falling.
I think the basic part of it with all the black and the olive green makes it look more kind of morbid in a way. Like, you don't know where this is going. You know what I mean? Like, just yeah.
I like the crosses that are like etched on the forehead of the skull. I think that's kind of creepy, but I think it's a cool image. I like it. And like you said, Jimmy, last cover until Christ Illusion in 2006.
Yeah.
Which, again, was a band cover. But, it is what it is. What can you do?
Yeah.
All right. So, in terms of a bio, I don't think we really need to do much here. We all know it. This is like the fifth album. At the time, this is their longest album, 42 minutes, believe it or not, which is kind of crazy. So they like a lot of short, get to the point music, straight to the point with music. But 42 minutes doesn't seem long to me, but I don't know. I think it's okay. It was released in October, which is great. So October 9th, 1990 on Def Jam American Records. It's great. I love the fact that it came out just in time for Halloween. So for me, I always associate it with Halloween. It's just how I look at it. This year was the 35th anniversary for the album. So just past October 9th, which is, I didn't even realize it was 35 years. It's like 35 years. Holy shit. But, time flies. It didn't get a lot of rock play on rock radio, but I know, as we just mentioned, it did receive a lot of love on MTV's Headbangers Ball and Much Music here in Canada. So we know that people do like it. And they released, again, the first ever video for Seasons in the Abyss, which they actually went to Egypt to film that. So that's interesting. I'm going to relate a little story about what Tom said when they got to Egypt about filming that video.
I think they could have saved a few bucks by filming at a soundstage that looks like Egypt.
You're right, Phil. They probably could have. they probably could have. I mean, to go all the way to to Egypt just to film a video, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. So the album peaked at number 40 on the Billboard 200 charts. It went gold in both Canada and the United States, and I think on the UK charts it went at number 18. So obviously this most, as Jim was saying, this probably was their best selling album. I didn't really look at a breakdown of what albums sold the most, but I would assume this would be one of them.
They were close, like the
Yeah.
South of Heaven, Rain and Blood, and Divine Intervention were actually really close to this one. I just looked it up,
Oh, you look okay.
but this one was a bit higher. Yeah,
Now I can see that. Like you reached your popularity in 1990,
yeah.
really, and that was like 89, 90, the two good years for thrash.
Yep.
So I could see that. That makes sense. So now we'll get to the album breakdown. Seasons in the Abyss, which I love that title. It's such a great title. The first song is probably the one that's like the most hard hitting, War Ensemble. Let's go to you, Jim. What do you think of War Ensemble?
Oh, I mean, this is a classic hit. So, this just gets the crowd going. That opening riff is fantastic. I mean, it's probably the most recognizable chug, like all these Slayer hits, and there's just the whole album, or sorry, the whole song is littered with just killer riffs. It's got such a killer chorus with the build-up. War Ensemble, jump, jump, jump. What is war, mighty? And it just goes. The drums. I think it's a perfect song, and I love it at 3:31 when he yells "war," and then it just the lead up to it is amazing. It's just classic Slayer. This is, but set to more of it's an anthemic anthem. So it's just so cool, and it just you're starting off the album with this. It's like a punch in the gut, and you just don't get over it. I mean, it just keeps going. But yeah, this is a great track to start an album with, and like I say, just it's like a sing along for sure. Yeah.
When you think this is like close to Rain and Blood?
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, Angel of Death, I should
Angel
say.
of Death, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I sort of kind of compare it to. What do you think of it, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the best Slayer songs of all time.
Yeah.
Like, the only negative about this song, and this is a personal thing, but
Yeah.
nothing is as good on this album as that first song.
Right.
Even though I love many of the other songs, I think this literally is the peak of the album. But yeah, like Jim said, anthemic. I mean, this is a staple of the live show. Like, I think it's one of the most challenging songs for Tom. Like, he's always yelling, and you hear that. Like, I've heard this thing live so many times. Like, the biggest strain on his voice is always introducing the song. Because he'll just stand there and scream War Ensemble at the absolute top of his lungs.
Well, yeah.
Like, and before he even starts the damn song, so he's already kind of stretched himself out. Like, I remember like buying this album as soon as it came out. Me and a buddy went to the record store the first day in my Walkman, and I remember being like, "Holy shit! Like, this is coming off of South of Heaven."
Yeah.
And so this is the first song. It's like, okay, we're going back to Rain and Blood here. Like, I was like super happy. But yeah, Tom's amazing. Dave's drums are killer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got Dave drums. It's the same answer in all the songs.
Yeah.
In songs I don't like, the best thing about it
Is the drumming.
is Dave's drumming. And yeah, like, despite the aggression, it just has a real catchy chorus. Like, all these songs, like, again, that's part of the songwriting maturity, I think. They all carry a chorus that you could sink your teeth into. That's easy to sort of hang on. So yeah, I think it's great. I also think it's the peak of the album, but yeah, I love it.
Yeah, the drum fill. There's a drum fill at 222 that I really like. It's only a couple seconds, but it's like, whoa. And the one that Jim pointed at 335 was like dum 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 dum.
Yeah.
And then he shouts war. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's just like, it's just so dynamic, and it's ripping. Like, it's ripping. I think it's a really good song too. I mean, I understand why this would be in their live set. Just based on the sheer like.
But it wasn't a single though. That's the weird.
I know. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't a single, but this probably should have been a single.
Yeah.
Or maybe the fact that what they chose was a bit more melodic. They probably brought in a new audience, like with their sing. Because what were the singles? Dead Skin,
Spirit in Black, and Seasons.
Or Seasons, yeah.
Yeah, Seasons was a single as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a great song too. I've co-written by Jeff and Tom. Like this is where you hear Tom's influences because they didn't. I mean, writing about war is, like I said, it's a trope when it comes to thrash metal bands, but this one is pretty damn good. No
No,
question in my mind. Pretty damn good. All right, so track number 2, Blood Red. This is your lyrics by Tom. We'll go to you first, Billy. What's your reaction to the song? Do you like the
Yeah,
song?
another great song. I mean, this is one of the
yeah,
shorter ones, so there's not a whole lot here, but yeah,
Yeah,
I love the it has like a cool thrash groove to it. Like Tom's vocals again stand out for me. A
yeah.
little bit more singing versus yelling. Like the main riff is great. Like I love the Jeff and Carrie lead offs. I also like the way it reminds me a bit of Rain and Blood, the way it just ends abruptly and we go right into Spirit in Black.
right.
That's kind of cool. You kind of end up, I kind of think of the two kind of connected in a way because they end and start so quickly. But yeah, again, like another brilliant, the first couple tracks are all like just excellent quality Slayer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, guaranteed. What do you think, Jim?
Oh, the album just keeps getting better. This is a wicked song. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's probably an underrated song. There's a few underrated songs on here because the hits really take over this album. Like War Ensemble, I mean, to come out from that is hard, but this song does it for me. I agree with everything Billy said. I mean, I love that the melodic heavy intro with that wicked riff and drum beat that leads up to the vocals, but it's only 247 in length, so you don't
Yeah.
stay around long for this one. This one could have fit on South of Heaven or even Rain and Blood. It falls into those time frames, but it's a great, and that double bass. I mean, the drumming on this is fantastic. I agree with Billy. Tom's vocals on this spot on. Great track.
Yeah, it's short, but very barbaric. It has a
Yeah,
very barbaric sound to it. It's catchy. There's something I find the song really catchy as well.
Yeah.
And again, these are Tom's lyrics, so obviously he's turning his attention to something that's more important to him about the idea of authoritarian regimes and how they exploit people with violence and brutality. So I kind of like it. I think it's interesting. Again, maybe it's kind of a new thing for Slayer, but I think the song is, yeah, it's totally kick ass.
yeah,
So, the two songs really stack well together,
yeah.
one and number two. And then we go to Spirit in Black, number 3. I like this song too. What do you think of it, Jim?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I'll be honest. I love every song on this album, and one of my favorite Slayer songs of all time, which we're going to get to on song 5. I didn't even write any notes for it because I don't need to. And but like Spirit in Black, I was kind of. I'll be honest. I didn't know this was a single. I don't
Yeah,
remember it being a single.
yeah,
I
I
would have
don't
went
either.
with War Ensemble or even Expendable Youth as a
Mm,
single. I know why they wouldn't go with Dead Skin Mask. Just the
yeah,
name of it's a little bit. But
yeah,
I mean, that cool riff intro. I mean, it's got such a good title for a Slayer song, Spirit in Black. I love it. So for me, getting back to sort of more say not necessarily satanic but witchy, sort of more of a horror theme, that's kind of where I like my Slayer to kind of go.
mm,
I don't need Slayer to be technically topical for me. I like them talking about war, and I like them talking about horror themes, and even the more basic tropes, as you would say. I like that because that's what I like about Slayer. But that wicked chug that leads to Tom's vocals again, and this is awesome. At 140, you got a killer solo, and then at 217, you got this heavy riffing that kind of repeats itself, which I really like. Again, another great song. I mean, yeah, War Ensemble's like probably the better of the 3 songs, but this is again just a great track. But I don't know if I was, well, I mean, hindsight's 2020, but I think even Expendable Youth would have been a better pick for a single. War Ensemble definitely, but I don't know, maybe I don't know how it worked back in the day. Like I know they released singles and they were
mm.
physical singles, so you had to go like when I bought one for Metallica, it was on a little cassette single.
That's right. Yeah.
But you didn't have a lot of time. It's not like now where they can release a single and then one every month. digitally, and you can go like you can release them 6 months in advance. They never really did that back then. So I mean, obviously they probably were trying, like Billy said, to hit maybe a specific demographic market in the sense of opening up their listeners a bit, but without offending their hardcore fans, which I don't think they did. So
Well,
great track.
this is like this is King's lyrics, and they're very horror based because I guess you look at the spirit in black as a metaphor for like a figure that represents corrupted souls, or possibly maybe like a serial killer or someone consumed by evil,
Evil,
and
yeah.
then they've crossed the point of no return. And once the spirit of black turns black, it cannot be redeemed. That's the whole point of the song, at least what I interpret out of it. I like the song too. What do you think, Billy? Is the song agreeing with what both Jim and I think?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the same thing, right? Like
Okay, cool.
the first four tracks are all amazing.
Okay,
uh yeah, no, it's good. I mean, you guys have hit like, and again, this is another example what I was saying earlier about the maturity. Like there's multiple great solos in this song.
Yeah.
Like again, they're not as chaotic, right? They
right.
sort of have more thought and feel and kind of match the song, which I think is pretty cool. Like it's really aggressive, but again, that common theme still catchy, and I love that like sudden tempo riff change at like 220. That's like kind of gets me really
Yeah.
excited every time it hits there. So yeah, just I mean, it has all the greatest features of Slayer in that track.
Cool. All right. So, Billy, we're going to stick with you for track number 4, Expendable Youth. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, I think another a brilliant song. Like it has opens with that catchy riff and Dave's like drumming, and it's got a bit of a slightly slower groove to it. Like I find it has like this like a bit of an evil or menacing feel to the song. Like it creates a bit of a atmosphere, which kind of works with what's coming next, I guess. And Tom, again, you know, you see the some of his diversity in the singing, right? Like again, he's a little bit more singing here, and like I think he's one of the stars because almost so many of his lines are vocal hooks. Like I love
Right.
it when he's like, "Death is the only solution." Like yeah, like it's just it's so memorable and yeah, just another great Slayer track.
Well, I think the opening line, "Gun down cold on a raw deal, home turf,
Yeah.
my battlefield." That's so great metaphors like to discuss the idea of gang violence. It's so great. And Tom wrote this song too, so it's you can see his lyrics are certainly a bit more introspective at times as opposed to what Carrie and Jeff contribute, which may be a bit more on the childish side. I don't
Yeah.
know the way they handle the idea of horror and stuff that's gut wrenching. Jim, what do you think of it?
Yeah, this is wicked. I love like rival and retribution, and obviously like the first
Yeah,
line you said, it's talking about lying in a pool of blood, shot in the, it's pretty cool. And then it talks about struggling to survive this drug induced warfare. So I mean, right off the bat they're talking about sort of the drug gang activity type stuff, and kind of
in
cool
LA.
that it's like they leave sort of the spirit in black and then they head to this, which I don't mind. I think it's great, but they turn it into a slayerish kind of metaphors and almost like visuals that you get more so. You know what they're talking about, but again, they're being pretty punchy with the lyrics. This has got a groovy thrash intro with the drums cut in, and it just creates a wicked beat. I mean, Tom's vocals again sound good. It's a bit more darker, heavy track, but I like it. And, I think the writing on it's really, really mature and good. So, yeah, it's another. I mean, you're 4 songs in, and this album is just punching it. So,
Yeah, guaranteed for sure. So track 5, I'm going to start this off because it's obviously my favorite song on the album, Dead Skin Mask. You know, again, Tom lyrics and Jeff, I believe, although I think it's both Jeff and Tom who contributed lyrics to it. It is based on the murderous life of Ed Gein. So obviously this year with the Netflix eight episode series, this is sort of getting talk. I mean, for me, I've always known this song and of Ed Gein long before the I guess they're saying made famous with the Netflix series. But this is great. I love it because it has like a very grim opening with the guitars.
Mhm.
There's a nice spoken word from Tom at the start, which I kind of like. It's very ominous, setting the whole thing up. And then then it's like a minute 8 before Tom actually starts to sing anything on the song, and it's great. I mean, it's everything that they talk about, the imagery, the graze the skin with my fingertips,
Yeah.
like incised members, ornaments on my being. Like there's a lot of poetic language with the way they're discussing the idea of someone who basically played with the dead in a lot of ways. Very disturbing, but I think it's a great song. I think at 218 with that scream, it's great. And then it leads into that really interesting diabolical solo. And it kind of slows down. And then around 317, it picks up. And then there's a lot of tempo changes that are great. I think at the 412 mark is where it gets interesting for me, where I find it creepy. It's like a Dance with the Dead in My Dreams.
Listen.
Right, and you hear the voice, "Hello, Mr. King."
Yeah.
It's like I don't know why they decide to poke fun at Carrie. It seems like they're poking a little fun at him, but I always thought that the person that they hired to do the voice it's really creepy. But I think it's a great song. What do you think, Jim?
Oh, it's probably my favorite Slayer song. I mean, I love it's in the top 3. Sometimes it's number 1. Whenever I break this album out, there's 3 songs. I listen to this, Hollowed Point, Skeletons of Society. But I mean, this here, when he starts, How I've Waited for You to Come, I've Been Here All Alone. When he's doing the spoken word, I'm like, wow. I remember the first time I listened to it, I was like, man, Tom's really human. Like, holy geez, I have only heard him scream and yell and thrash. And, I mean, I've heard him in interviews and that, but it was really cool, almost like a melodic spoken word intro. And it's creepy right from the start. So even if you don't know the story of Ed Gein, you know that obviously this guy's a serial killer to some degree. He's mentally disturbed. He's keeping trophies, and like. And I mean, just graze the skin with my fingertips, the brush of cold, dead cold flesh appease the means, and provoking images, delicate features so smooth. I think it's almost like he's describing him as a craftsman more so than an actual murderer or some psychotic collector of dead parts, as we know now. So it gives you really good. This is one of the ones where the lyrics are just so important to this song. And I got to admit, the kid they're talking, I mean, my wife hates it when I play this song loud out on the stereo, because when she's just, let me out now. And I love it when, the kid's being, obviously he's finished, when they turn up the whole volume and it's just, they distort his voice where he just screams and it goes off the chart. Yeah, I think that's genius to make it, but it's so creepy, because he's singing it and the kid's doing it in the background, and it's just got that, it kind of meets together in such a creepy fashion. I mean, it's genius. I like it. I know Billy's not a fan, but this is like, even if it wasn't a real, like, I think what blows me away even more now is the fact that I've watched the Ed Gein's Monsters thing on Netflix, and I'm just, while watching it, the whole thing through my mind is Dead Skin Mask, Dead Skin Mask, Dead Skin Mask. It's like the song just, and they should have put it in there somehow. Like, I know they couldn't put it, like, maybe at the end credits, like they did with the new Aliens program, where they were playing a lot of heavy metal. That was on Crave or whatever. I think this is what they should have done. Put it at the end of every episode. That would have been cool. Anyways, cool. A little campy, but cool.
Yeah. All right, Billy, we'll get your thoughts. Maybe you have a different approach to what both Jim and I feel. Go for it.
Yeah, it's just personal taste, right? Like, it's okay, but like I never enjoyed this song, even from the very first listen the day I bought it. Like,
okay.
I don't know. I mean, like a couple, like the main riff is good, right? So that's kind of cool. The band does a great job of accomplishing what they want to do. It has this haunting, evil feel to it. So they obviously, bingo, check mark. They did what they were trying to do. Like, I don't know, like, just I don't like Tom singing on this at all. Like, I really hate, it's just a chorus that doesn't click with me. Like, I almost find Tom sounding kind of whiny. I want to hear Tom a little more aggressive, but again, personal taste. And I detest the end of the song like that. What you guys like when the kid comes on, just like it just grates on me. Like I can't even bear to listen to it.
Okay.
Like again, I know why they're doing it, and it makes perfect sense and
Yeah.
adds to the haunting. But just sonically, like it just hurts my ears. Uh, so-
Okay. That's fine. That's,
but
I
and
mean,
you know me, I don't get excited with lyrics, so I can I don't take any benefit or enjoyment out of the lyrical content.
yeah, I just find the voice creepy. Yeah. I mean, I like
Yeah.
you. It's
Yeah.
just, it says, holy shit. It's just Mr. King. It's just weird.
But
Um,
we're five songs in, and I think they're four masterpieces and one
yeah.
okay. Like that's not no, it's not terrible.
Right. And I know this is a very popular song. A lot of people do like it, but
I think
that's
over time, like I've heard this so many times,
Yeah.
like this and see, even though it's not a single per se, like this in seasons always seem to like I always seem to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's just also overplayed I've just heard it too many times. Maybe I don't know.
that's possible. It could be. Billy, we'll stick with you now for track number 6,
Yeah.
Hollow Point. What do you think of it?
Yeah, well, this makes me happy because then we return to like old. This is probably the most old school sounding Slayer song
Right.
on the album. Perhaps I mean this could have been even pre Rain of Blood. Perhaps it's got a bit of that like older, definitely older school Slayer sound. Like it's another short one, 3 minutes. But yeah, it's again Tom. Dave, Carrie, like they're all doing their thing and they're doing it excellent. And yeah, I like the at the end when the guitar slayers the guitar solos come in. It's a little bit more laid back the solos relative to the song, which I think is pretty cool again. So yeah, I love it. Like another great old school Slayer song.
Yeah, it gets right to the point. Like it's one of those kind of
Yeah.
songs where it's a brutal thrash song. It's quick. You know, the point is very much salient about the idea of gun violence. So yeah, I mean, I can see why you would like this song. And I guess right after Dead Skin Mask, you get this. So they go back, you get that little
Yeah.
bump, and it's like, okay, well, we'll go back to what we've been known to do. What do you think of it, Jim?
Yeah, like you guys, I love it. I think it matches with Expendable Youth pretty good. I mean,
Mhm.
the advent of hollowed points would be like we're working with gang activity. Obviously, you read the lyrics. I mean, I think one of the lyrics, riddled convulsions, confetti of flesh scattered helplessly.
That's
I
a
mean,
good line.
the
Petty of
power of the
flesh.
gun. This is
Yeah.
essentially pretty much saying they've only made hollowed point bullets for one thing. That's total death right through a vest. I mean, this is just the number one thing for this is to kill, 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 and it pretty much just talks about the person using it in the sense for me, like used with conviction, making sure that there's one in here. What is it? Snap tongue in the groove discharge to make my hollowed point. I think it's kind of a not fun, but it's kind of a cool play on words where he's trying to make a point with his hollowed
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. I think the writing's great as far as everything Billy said with the musical part of it. The musicianship on it's wicked, and yeah, I agree with what he said. This could be predating a lot of the big albums in the late 80s. Definitely could have been on the second album in my mind. It's like it's that old school sounding, and it kind of brings it right back. I think it's pretty cool. And I did say I didn't like Slayer singing about maybe things of the day, but the gang activity and the gun violence, I definitely like that in their music on this album.
Wouldn't you guys both agree that this is probably their most urban album
Oh
in
yeah.
many ways? Like it's just talking about more, I guess, social issues. Yeah,
Yep.
what's going on at the time. It's so urban, but maybe that's what makes it kind of unique, I would think. So we'll go to track 7, Skeletons of Society. Jim, what's your
Ah,
thoughts on it?
another like this is one of my favorites. I loved Hollow Point. I love Skeletons of Society. So off this album, I'd say 5, 6, and 7. probably my favorite war ensembles right in there too. Blood Red. I love how this starts off, and I've seen so many renditions of where people have made videos, fan videos, where they're doing like first person shooter video games,
Yeah, yeah,
and they're
yeah.
playing this to it. And at first I thought, oh, Slayer got a video for this, but they obviously don't. But I
Yeah.
like that minute seems like days since fire ruled the sky. I love the line, the rich became the beggars, the fools
Yeah.
become the wise. So it's like for me, it's kind of the breakdown to the skeleton of society, which is like, it's sort of an aftermath of the breakdown of society, and that they're, essentially you have to have a good base, otherwise things fall apart. But I mean, that drum intro with those low riffs are really cool. It's got a classic Slayer chug for me. And I love those I love that minute seems like days, corrosion fills the sky. It's just, and the reason why I think so many people use it for those first person shooter games that are in sort of like an end of earth situation is because the lyrics match, going around shooting zombies, that sort of thing to some degree. I think it's pretty cool, but this seems to be a pretty big fan favorite, and I really like it. Probably the name of it is why they didn't release it as a single, although I think it probably would have been a good single. But anyways, it's got a great Skeletons of Society. I love it.
Yeah, I could see the connections to video games.
Yeah.
Like the whole point, Carrie wrote the lyrics, so the whole point of the song is that's what a bleak post-apocalyptic vision of violence and how society collapses because of it. So I guess I could see that. There's some comparisons there to like first person shooter games. I don't play video games, so like
No, me neither.
but I see what I get your point. I get your point. I think the best. I like the chorus where it's shades of death are all I see, fragments of what used to be. I love that. I love that line. That line always gets me when I hear it. But yeah, this is a really good song too.
Well, it pictures me like in a road, like not the first Mad Max, but the Road Warrior, the second one.
Yeah.
That's the sort of imagery I get from it. Maybe a little more modernized because that was done in the 80s, but still, the breakdown of society and everybody's fighting for gas and to rule the wasteland. That's what it kind of gives me. I like that stuff.
The opening line when he says minutes seem like days since fire ruled the sky. You're getting this whole evokes this whole idea of like nuclear devastation, like acid rain, the burning skies, all that. Like this song, pretty much they have it all jammed in there.
But you know what, Ken? I don't think I would do good in a breakdown of society. I think I'd be one of the first ones to go. I have to admit. I gotta admit, I need a good working shower. Otherwise, I'm not Jimmy.
Damn. Oh boy. Okay, Billy, what do you think of the song?
Yeah, I think it's probably the most underrated Slayer song of all time. I think.
Okay.
I love it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's one of my favorites. Like the reason why I say that, I guess, like it's an excellent, like sort of mid-tempo grinding or churning track. Like the main riff is awesome. It's like anthemic. But here's why I say they rarely play it live.
Yeah.
I've seen the band almost 40 times. And I think I may have heard it once, and I'm not even sure.
I've seen it once when they played the whole album. Yeah.
Like it's a damn shame how little they play this classic track, and I don't know why. I don't know if the band doesn't like it or what, but it makes no sense to me. But yeah, I think it's really unique. Like Tom, he feels more like he's like a narrator when he's singing than an actual like singing. And everything he does, like Tom, like I don't know what you call, like they're all like these short sentences. And like they're all catchy as hell. Like it's not rhyming, but like they all fit perfectly together. Like he's obviously taken a lot of time to fit those lyrics so they sound like every sentence is a vocal hook. Like I think it's fantastic. There's even a cool backing vocal that jumps in at times here, and and it just like a 240, those huge guitar chugs that sort of kick in, and then we get into that huge guitar solo section. Yeah, again, so for me, I always view this song as the most underrated Slayer song of all time.
And
Interesting.
Billy, I think I agree. Like, I think, yeah, it's cool. It's almost, I never thought of it as kind of a narrative because he more, rather than yelling it, he's more narrating it. But
Yeah.
it's, yeah, that's a good point.
Cool. So, Billy, we'll stay with you for the next track, number 8, which is Temptation.
Yeah.
Share
So
some thoughts.
yeah, so I mean so Slayer, I mean, like so I'll just come out and say for me this is the weakest track on the album.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
personally think it's filler for me. Like it's
Okay.
3:25, like I don't think it adds anything. I always found the production for this song sounds off. Like it
Okay.
doesn't match like the other songs. I mean, it has all the components that make a Slayer song good, so I understand why somebody would like it, but it's just not memorable or as catchy or as hooky as everything else on this album. But yeah, so I don't know. For me, it just seems like a bit of a filler track.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind it. This is the song that has that the overdub
Yeah,
Yeah.
the vocal
vocal.
tom on it,
Yeah,
where they decide to keep it in there.
yeah.
So that's kind of interesting with how that happened, and then they decide to keep it. Um, yeah, I think the song. I would agree. The song for me is just okay. I don't mind it, but yeah, it's not one that I would want to go back to listen to over and over.
Hmm.
What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. It's probably like, obviously, there's 10 tracks on this album, so something has to come in kind of last place. It's a cool track, but I agree. Like, I would have rathered, I think it would have been better for the vocal end of it, is if they did somebody do sort of more of a backing vocal, but at the start.
Right.
So instead of like where they ask the question or say the statement, and Tom obviously is saying it, but it's sort of that reverb thing, and then he's saying it clear. I would have rathered it been sort of a backing with Tom's vocal, but somebody else doing it. I don't think the effect kind of doesn't really work. It seems like
Mm.
almost like I think they were going for something. For me, they didn't quite get it. I think it's a good song, but it's just it would be the last one on the album that I really like, and I think it's got to do with that. Where like to quench all the death I breathe, to quench all the death I breathe, like have maybe somebody do the backing rather than and even if it's the backing on the front sort of lower end of it and then have them repeat it. I don't know, it probably would have been a better way to do it. I see what they were going with, but I don't think it totally worked on this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, going back to the that overdub, so Tom sang the song twice. So basically,
Yeah,
he sang it once the way he thought it sounded best,
right.
and then Carrie was the one who wanted him to sing it a different way. So they ended up by accident, both tracks were played back simultaneously, and then King liked the way it sounded, so they basically ended up keeping both versions in the actual song. So maybe they were just struggling to find some. I don't know. I mean, like I think it's okay too. Like King wrote the lyrics. It's all about like you're exploring the idea of like seductive idea of evil, and it's all
Mhm.
right. It's not a song that I would want to come back to either. But you know, so we'll go to track 9, "Born of Fire." Jimmy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like this one. I think it's a pretty fast, kind of old school sound for me.
Yeah,
I like the chorus is really good, so you're kind of back to that. At 153, that chug and then the drums with the cymbals are really good. It's kind of got a good effect, but like I mean, it's got some great love turns to lust. The sensations I've felt, exploring the pleasures of sin, making the best of cards I've been dealt. It's pretty cool. I think it's well written. I think it's kind of a bit of an underrated track because this album is so front loaded compared to the back end of it. So, but I like it, and I like it better than the song number 8 for sure. But I think it's got pretty good writing with it. It's pretty neat, so I like it.
see, originally this song was actually an instrumental.
Okay.
Apparently King was the one who added the lyrics late in the process, so they did add lyrics to it. But it's interesting that they had started out to do like I guess more of an instrumental track. I don't think the song's all that bad either. It's Born of Fire. You're talking about themes of like supernatural evil, maybe some kind of apocalyptic transformation about someone who's like embracing satanic and a satanic identity. I don't know.
I'm glad they added lyrics because I wouldn't have
Yeah,
wanted it to be an instrumental.
yeah, it's weird. I was reading up on it, and I don't know why they had had this song pointed towards like just being instrumental. But you're right. Adding lyrics does help the song quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been one boring instrumental.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Music
exactly.
on this.
Yeah. So go
It's
ahead, Billy.
not
Yeah,
suited.
let's get your thoughts.
Yeah, no, I like it better than the track number 8, but I still think
Hmm.
it's maybe one of the slightly weaker ones again, like not as memorable as some of the others.
Right.
I don't think I got much more to add to it. I mean, it's again, they do all the Slayer stuff. It's just the songwriting, some are more memorable than others, and for me, it's another short one that's kind of not totally clicking for me. But it's not
Yeah.
terrible. Like I don't mind. I don't skip it. Uh,
Right.
um, but yeah, like I think it's one of the weaker ones still.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see your point. It's just okay. I have the same feeling of it as well. So the last track is the title track of the album, Seasons in the Abyss. Now, before we start, I just wanted to relay this little story that I was reading. So, of course, they actually went to Egypt to film it. So they went to, which Billy made a point earlier. They could have just went on a soundstage and faked
Done
it.
it in California.
That's true. But they didn't. So apparently, when they were floating down the Nile, Tom mentioned that he was like, "Wow, this is where Moses went down the water." So to him, it was like he was so like taken with the fact that he was on. He's also a very religious person, so maybe it affected him in a certain way. But the idea that you're on the same, you're going down the same waterway as Moses was kind of funny to him. So he mentioned that in a recent article. Well, not it was an old article with Rolling Stone when they were recanting the whole point of going to Egypt to film the video, which was directed by Marcus Blunder and it was produced by Rick Rubin. So the video is really cool. I
Yeah.
like the video. It kind of accentuates the song. So we'll go to you first, Billy. What's your thoughts on the title track?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. Again, I know I'm the outlier, so I
Okay.
won't be surprised. I'm sure you guys love it. Like I don't know, like the first minute and 45 minutes is just that slow,
Okay.
like guitar work, and I get it. They're being a bit more progressive, but that's not what I want from Slayer. Like I would have started this because 6.5 minutes is too long. Uh,
Okay.
I would have cut out the whole 145 intro and would have started with that heavy main riff that kicks in at like 146. But yeah, like I mean, the chorus. I think it's slow. I think it's boring. It's drawn out. Like I'm constantly want to like take like what do you call that when you have a heart attack and those paddles. I just want to like electrocute the song and get it moving, right? And I know it's part of the maturity and they're doing something different. And kudos to them. And it's just a personal tasting. I really don't like this song at all, but.
Okay.
Again, I get it. I can understand why others like it. It's just I'll listen to prog metal if I want to hear somebody get proggy or not Slayer.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I do gotta say the standout here, and it's not easy to do given the slow speed for the song is Dave.
Yeah.
Like Dave is spectacular here. The
On the
drumming,
drums,
the
yes.
fills, and like so intricate. And again, it's not easy because the music's constantly slowing down, but he's always doing interesting stuff. So he's my hero on that song.
Okay. Yeah. I like the song. I think it's a great song. And I have a feeling Jim's going to agree with me. So, Jim, take it away.
Oh yeah. I mean, okay, I agree where Billy's gone with this, but I
Sure.
think that didn't the build
Yeah.
up.
I
I
like
mean
that too.
the song doesn't take off till 2:11 when you
That's
start
right.
having it kind of build up, and then at 2:22 Tom's vocals cut in, so you're almost the length of two songs off of some of their older albums. I'm joking, of course, but I think it's such the build up. I mean, this is why they went to Egypt to film this video and did such a because was supposed to be their magnum opus of this album, and I
Yes.
think they
Yes.
did go with that to some degree. I mean, this is a pretty. I love the fact that it starts off, and then when it goes into full Slayer mode at 2:22 when he breaks into Razor's Edge, outlines the dead indecisions in my head, and then I love it when it's just the chorus is kind of close your eyes, look deep in your soul, and it goes as you go insane, and I think that's great, and the imagery in the video is great. I think it's really cool. I mean, yeah, they could have saved a ton of money, but hey, it was their first real video, so they wanted to really kind of hit it home. And I thought, and I can understand why this is a single. This is definitely like a song to rope in, like as Billy said, maybe a little bit of progressive fans. People who listen to this probably were like, whoa, Slayer is very attainable to my regular traditional metal ears, or even though it does have some thrash elements in it as the song takes off, it's not like Angel of Death or even War Ensemble or anything like that. I'm sure that if somebody just listening to this song on Much Music went out and bought the album, we're probably like, whoa, what the hell is the rest of this? Because it is a step outside, different from what they've been doing. But I think it's pretty cool. And I think this just hits the, and I agree with Billy too, the drums on this is definitely a highlight. But I like the draggy intro. I like that. I think it just sets it up. It almost makes me feel like, you said he was on the river there where Moses was. It makes me feel like a ship's adrift to some degree, and then it just kind of and I love that. And the chug just gets it going. So I really like it. And the lyrics are pretty cool. And there's a lot of rhyming going on. This is definitely, out of every song Slayer's ever done, this is probably a one that I could see get. And it didn't get any radio play, but this is one that I could see them play on the radio. It's not super offensive. People can't really understand the lyrics anyways, but it's got that sort of proggy beat and maybe a little bit more medium thrash mixed with some progressive and traditional elements. I think it could make it in there, and it's got some dancey stuff. I mean, the rhyming and stuff is kind of like, it's very melodic in parts, and that's definitely not Slayer. But I understand where Billy's coming from, because if you want those points, you don't necessarily, us as old school Slayer fans, don't necessarily need Slayer to be doing it, but I totally commend them on this. This is what, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over again, this is what Metallica should have done on the Black Album. They should have wrote this song, put it on the Black Album, bought it off of Slayer, and then the Black Album would have been a masterpiece for me. Anyways, I'm done talking about the Black Album.
Well, Tom wrote this too, so you can see where his I think as a lyricist, he's actually really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know technically Carrie and Jeff write the majority of the lyrics, but I like this album for the fact that Tom stepped up here and put his own contributions or spin onto the songs. It's unique. It's urban, as I pointed out earlier. But I like it that there's metaphors. Like, some of the songs have a lot more metaphors. Like The Abyss here, it's a metaphor for death or hell, but it's also like the idea of the state of existential detachment. That's what you can interpret in some of the lyrics. So, like, yeah, okay, it's a bit more on the art side of things, but I kind of like that it is. And like you, Jim, I love the opening. I love that slow fall, and it gets right up there. I like it. I like, and I even like that. I guess it's like a cymbal in the background. It sounds like someone's beating a huge drum, or I love that. It's so great. It's just so majestic sounding, and it just adds to the atmosphere for me. I think this is a fantastic song as well.
And it makes me feel, what I get out of the writing, and this is probably one of the only albums that I've gone into the actual lyrics, because I did when I bought it, because I love Slayer. I love this album, but the thing is I find it's like, almost, I take The Abyss as maybe a whole. I think it's more of for me, a religious song. Somebody looking for something, they're adrift in life, and then they're falling into that abyss type thing. And I think that's just pretty cool. I think it's really cool, and I think the reason why I really like it too is because so many of my metal friends that were scared of Slayer actually really assimilate. They loved this song.
Oh, really?
So I was like, oh, wow, you like Slayer? Oh, you got to put this on. And then I gave them like Haunting the Chapel, and they were like, what the hell is this? But they were, these are guys that were right into hair metal and maybe maybe nothing more than Iron Maiden, and everybody, like, because when we went to school, those first couple of Slayer albums, if you listen to Slayer, oh man, you're hardcore, you know. Like,
Well, he give
but I
rain
think
and blood to
this gives
somebody.
me the attachment to some of my friends that actually got into Slayer with this album.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, this album, yeah, for sure. I mean, if he gave somebody rain and blood, they'd probably like
yeah,
run out of the room. What is this? Holy shit! But I don't know. I like the maturity. I just like the fact that you get this third album and it's a much more mature sound.
yeah.
I like it for me personally. Do you guys have any final thoughts before we move on to the final segment here? Billy?
No, not really. No.
Okay. Jim?
No, buy this album. You know, it sold
Yeah.
817,000 copies. We want to hit 900,000. I'm only kidding. I'm not selling Slayer. We want subs. Give us some subs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you, what were you saying? It's the 35th year anniversary?
Yeah, 35th
So
anniversary.
don't buy it. Wait for the 35th anniversary edition.
Yeah,
You'll
exactly.
get all the extras.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
You could do that. Oh, all
No,
right.
Well, that's a good question, Billy.
What?
What do you guys think? I don't mean to jump in with a question, but do you guys
Sure.
think this needs a remaster? I don't. What do you guys think?
No.
Oh, not a remaster. I just mean to reissue it and redo it on vinyl and then put extras and
Oh,
all
yeah.
that stuff, right? So
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I know people would buy it.
I'd
sure.
rebuy it.
Yeah, I would buy it. Yeah, I would buy it myself because it's nice. It's a good album to have. I love
being
that.
the marketer in my mind that I always am. I always think that I don't understand. I mean, maybe it's just it's too costly, but I'd like when they release like an old Motorhead album, they should release the original with maybe a remastered. When they do a remaster of any album, I mean, wouldn't they get you count them as two, wouldn't you? I mean, I just thinking of inflating numbers here. I don't know. The politician in me.
You could technically.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
mean, I think the finance guy in me tells me they'd rather release them separately.
Yeah. I know.
Full price for two albums. Then you always got the pressure doing a double album on the pricing.
No, that's true.
Well, that's why you got Load 1 and 2. Come on. Gotta have two albums worth of shit. All right, guys, cool. That's the end of the talk for the album. I'm glad we talked about it. So we've pretty much covered all the classic Slayer albums now, pretty much.
Yeah.
So if we do anything in the future, it's going to be stuff that's. I know a lot of people in the comments when I posted the album cover image, they're like, "This is the last great Slayer album." So
I think Divine Intervention is a good one. I think
I like Divine. Yes, I like Divine as well. I don't have a problem with Divine. A different sound with a different drummer, of course, but
yeah, I think that maybe the more recent Slayer albums, it would be more apt to do them in pairs, like because I just find some of them are a little bit like like Diabolos. There's like few good tracks on it, but not
Repentless. I hate. So
yeah,
I have nothing to say good about Repentless. If we ever talked about it, it would just be a waste of time. Anything. I hate that album. I cannot stand it. It's just not for me. But anyways, all right. So in the theme of Halloween, we'll move on to the final segment that we have when we do the mixtapes. So as I mentioned at the top, we're doing a mixtape here of songs that you maybe not be a metal song. It could be whatever you feel is a song that you think is, I guess, in honor of Halloween. Who wants to go first?
I don't mind going.
Go ahead, there, Billy.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I picked 10 tracks. They're not in any particular order.
Sure.
Because we did the Halloween show last time, and I picked like 10 album covers that were in me. So I purposely, that would have been easy for me to go copy that. So I purposely didn't pick those. So I had to think a little harder this time. The only non sort of song I started with is the John Carpenter theme for the Halloween movie.
Nice.
That's the greatest movie theme song of all time in any genre. It's just so creepy, and it's like the song is a character in the movie. The song's that powerful when it shows up. It's just so much impact. So I've always loved that song, and I think it's great.
Cool.
Then we switch over to the music. So I did Suicidal Tendencies, Waking the Dead.
Oh, good one.
So
That's a great one.
controlled by hatred, feel like shit. I mean, aside from being a kick-ass song, like a great groove, it's just perfectly themed for obviously a Halloween night, Waking the Dead. Then number three, I did Judas Priest, Nightcrawler.
Oh, excellent
Um,
one. Yes.
like that's like a creepy horror feel to
Or
it,
yes.
and like it's about a supernatural creature haunting the city. So again, perfectly themed. I may have used this last year because it rings a bell, but Iron Maiden. I mean, you could have picked. The obvious would be Fear of the Dark or
Yeah.
Phantom of the. I mean, you could have picked so many things, but I did the Number of the Beast just because I love the intro. Uh,
Good one.
so let him of understanding, right? Like again, it's a perfect kind of thing for Halloween.
Yeah.
And then number five, I thought was interesting because it kind of matches in a way. It wasn't intended to, but it was interpreted as like a dead skin mask. So
Okay.
AC/DC Night Prowler. So
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good
the
song.
the original song was kind of sexual, big surprise, AC/DC sexual innuendo, but like
Yeah.
a guy sneaking into like his lover's house. But like in the 80s, it also kind of had the Night Stalker serial killer, and
Yes.
the song kind of got stuck to it. And so lots of negative controversy, and everyone saying the song was about that. So I thought that was a kind of a cool one.
Hmm.
And here I was sort of going to the bottom of the barrel to find something, but I think it's applicable. Like going back to my young kid days, like Twisted Sister, Burn in Hell. Like
Oh, good song.
that's a good, like, that's
That's a
scary
great one.
everybody
Yeah.
on Halloween, right? It's over and over, Burn in Hell. Uh, so, and then I don't know, I might be out on a ledge on my number seven, but for me, it always had a Halloween feel, like Sabotage, Hall of the Mountain King.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good song.
That
Right?
is a great.
So, it's one of the most famous, but the lyrics are loosely based on like this mountain king, a ruler of the underground realm
Yes.
under the mountains, and so it's dark and mystical and fantasy. And the ridiculous video of like the little guy running around in the costume, like again, it's perfectly. I think the video plays a role in why I think it fits for Halloween.
Hmm.
Then Morbid Angel, Chapel of Ghouls.
Oh, good one.
So obviously, I mean, the song features ghouls, demons, priests, and Satan. I mean, all the people you invite to your
All the
Halloween
hallmarks.
party, right? So that kind of makes sense. Then, I mean, this could be an obvious one, but go back to Black Sabbath, the Black Sabbath, the title track. Obviously
Yep.
where heavy metal started, but
Yep.
it's a heavy, creepy track, and the album cover makes me think of Halloween for sure.
Yep.
The creepy album cover. And then I pulled this from our Coroner podcast that I brought up, but the Rest in Peace instrumental Nosferatu,
Good one.
of course, ties back to Dracula, which is a common Halloween character.
Well,
So,
you know the Black Sabbath, they took that from Mario Bava's horror movie Black Sabbath. That's how they got the name for the band.
okay.
It's it was one of Boris Karloff's vampire roles because he's never played a vampire
Hmm.
acting. So it was one of those films where he played the vampire in the movie. So they
Okay, so
saw
it
the
fits
movie.
even better.
What's that?
It fits the
What's
Halloween
that?
theme even better than I thought.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And they saw it, and that's where they got the title of the band from the movie. So
Okay.
I always thought that was a cool thing when they took the band from the movie. Pretty cool. Well, that's a pretty good list, Jim. Billy. That's a really good list. Cool. And Jim,
Well, I went with the theme and I picked 11 because I got stuck
go
on a
for it.
newer
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
I wanted to throw in there.
There's
So
no rules, dude. There's no
the,
hard rules.
the scary theme for me, because when I was a kid, I saw this on TV, was the theme from Jaws. I
Okay.
know it's not a Halloween type theme, but
Oh, that's great.
so
That's a
in the
good one.
first scene when the kid gets eaten by the shark and you don't see it, but you see the raft the air mattress wash up. I remember my parents let me stay up. It would have been like 78, or no, it would have been, I was living in New Brunswick, it would have been 80. And I remember it was on TV and I was all set to stay up. And as soon as I saw that, I just got up and went, I think I'm going to go to bed now. And my parents broke out laughing. And still every time I see that scene and that, it's like, oh man, yeah. And I mean, the movie's kind of funny, but back then it was pretty scary. My first one's an Iron Maiden one. I went with Phantom of the Opera from the first album. Yeah. A classic kind of Halloween-y character. So kind of neat there. Just like Number of the Beast. I mean, God, Iron Maiden, you could have picked 10 from there. Yep. Number 2, I love the Misfits. So for me, it's Helena. And I love, if you got to listen to the song Helena off of Famous Monsters. So it's one of the newer albums. And it starts off with, if I cut off her arms and then I cut off her legs, will you still love me? Love me anyway. It's a love song. So it's kind of cool. A little on the violent side, but whatever. Number 3, I love the Dead, Alice Cooper, $1 Billion Baby.
Yes, good song.
Read the lyrics to that song. What is it?
Oh yeah, I've read it many times.
They're bluing flesh for me to hold. Oh my God! Like
yes.
And remember the time frame when this was written. Like that is no wonder why everybody was scared of Alice Cooper, and you couldn't get a better sort of horror character on stage. Number 4, speaking of horror characters, one of my favorite, King Diamond's A Mansion in the Darkness. I mean, I could have picked anything off of Abigail. I think they should make a movie based on some of King Diamond's rock operas. I think they should make one on that. I think it would be really cool. You could make it a mix between Abigail 1 and Abigail 2. They kind of go together. I know everybody hates Abigail 2. I like it, but the story is just so cool. But all of his stories are really cool.
Yeah.
They could all make, I think he's better than Stephen King to some degree. Just kind of, I don't know. It's such cool topical stuff too. Like every one of his albums, but number 5, I went. So
Jim, if he did that, if he moves at the pace he does his new album, it would take him 25 years to do.
I'll be dead before one even comes out.
That's you
may as well just forget it.
I know. Like they would have to remove him from everything and just take the script and just write it because holy cow, that would. He'd have to have control on that, and
Gee,
crazy.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me would be Living Dead Girl by Rob Zombie. My wife loves this album. I like it. It's okay. I mean, it's a little bit, I tolerate it. A Dragula and that, but I like Living Dead Girl. It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's kind of got that zombie sort of pinup type thing. It's kind of neat. I kind of like that. Number 6, I went with, and I always love this song, and I said it when we did Master of Puppets. I love The Thing That Should Not Be.
Oh yeah,
I think of it as a Halloween song because it reminds me of Synchronicity 2 by the Police, where they talk about the Loch Ness monster that sneaks out of the water and then goes into the cabin. That kind of is where I'm always putting this song. Like it makes me feel like that, and I love that song. It's pretty cool. Number 7, I went with a pretty easy one, kind of Creatures of the Night, Kiss. I love that album, and I love that song. That's pretty cool. What else do I got here? I did go with a second Iron Maiden one, Fear of the Dark. Kind of cheated a little bit, and that one was self-explanatory. Burn in Hell, which is the only double we got there. Billy.
Okay.
I went with that and Captain Howdy for Twisted
Yeah,
Sister.
Captain Howdy. Yeah.
Oh my God, those are disturbing songs. I mean, you're gonna go down, and it just goes, you're gonna burn in hell. Holy cow! And Captain Howdy, I think it's the second half of that song.
Yes.
Or it's its own. It's Horatira. Oh, it's so cool. That end of that album for Stay Hungry is even like darker and better than the actual hits. But everybody knows the hits.
Have you seen the movie Strangeland, Jim?
Yeah, it's on. That's right. He's in it.
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah.
And then number 10, I went with Man Behind the Mask, Alice Cooper. I have to
Of
have Alice
course.
Cooper twice on here. Me and my buddy watched that and we loved the video, rented the movie and just loved the movie. And I love the fact that the song's playing in the movie, like when he's talking to the
Yes. Yes.
sheriff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really cool. And then I went with number 11. You guys are going to kill me on this one, but you got to watch the video for Dance Macabre by Ghost. And I'm not losing my mind. It's a hilarious video. Like it's done like Lady Gaga vampires, and he shows up with his.
Well, I've seen it. I've seen the video.
It's kind of cool, even though I think it's super cheesy. And I kind of like the song. It's kind of, I don't know if I'd admit this. Yeah, what the hell? And my buddy Johnny Burbank's a huge Ghost fan, so I kind of picked that one for him. But it's got kind of a cool Halloween-ish video. You got Tobias and his friend shows up at a party, and then he falls in love with the head vampiress. It turns into a big, I wouldn't say a vampire orgy. It's very PG, but still, there's biting and stuff going on. So those are my picks.
No, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got. And I'm glad me and Billy only got one duplicate, so that's cool.
Well, Jim, we have one as well.
Okay.
All right. So number 10, I love the movie Shocker that Wes Craven did. The soundtrack is I love that soundtrack. I have it. The main song Shocker is performed by the band called Dudes of Wrath, which is basically made up of Paul Stanley and Desmond Child on the vocals.
Oh, really?
Vivian Campbell on lead guitar, Rudy Sarzo on bass, and Tommy Lee on drums. It's a fantastic song. I really, really love that song. They do the opening song and the closing song for the soundtrack. Look it up.
Yeah.
You'll love it. I totally love that song. It's perfect for the movie, and I love Shocker. Shocker's such
and
a great
I'm
song.
a huge Rudy Sarzo fan, so that's wicked.
Yeah, he plays bass on the song.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Number 9, I went with the Ramones and the song "Pet Cemetery" from the movie. They did it for them on their album "Brain Drain" from 1988. The song was in the movie. The video is really cool. I like them walking around the graveyard looking for the dead animals. It's great. That's a really good song. Number 8, Ozzy Osbourne, "Bark at the Moon." You have to have a classic on there. Like he's in full werewolf mode in the video, so it's great. I love it. And then number 7, I went with Rigor Mortis, "Reanimator," based on the song from the movie Reanimator. I love that song from the first album. So great. Number 6, this one will probably be a bit different, but I went with Bobby Pickett's "The Monster Mash." It's a classic song.
Yeah.
Not a metal song, but I don't know. When I think of Halloween, I always think of that song. I used to listen to it as a kid a lot, so it's great. Number 5, this is what I was asking for a station. The songs when they wanted me to contribute to the All Father video. Lordy, which they did the song "Blood Red Sandman."
Yeah.
Watch that video. That video is absolutely stunning because basically they do the whole Evil Dead thing, and it's a group of kids that go into an old house that's just like from Evil Dead, and they have to deal with all the Lordy characters coming to life to kill them. I love that video. The song is great. The video is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, give it a shot. So we all have kind of a soundtrack theme on here. So mine is number 4, and that's Mike Oldfield's "Tubular Bells," which was for Exorcist, the main theme of The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
Totally that. I know, Billy, you mentioned Halloween which is a great one, but I also think that The Exorcist, the "Tubular Bells" one is great. I love that one. I have the album too. It's so great. I love it. And then number 3, this is where we have the Alice Cooper. But I did something a bit different. I grouped 3 songs. So it's "He's Back," of course. We all know that. "Teenage Frankenstein," which I also like. But "Prince of Darkness" from the movie Prince of Darkness.
Yes.
Alice Cooper was actually in the movie. John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. Great. Really, really creepy movie. I love that movie. Number 2, "Dokken and Dream Wars." Again, another song to me that represents horror, Halloween. It's such a great song. It's one of the best Dokken songs they've ever written and performed. The video with Freddie is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that video.
Does he run off with? He runs off with George Lynch or Don at the end of the video.
I think it's George he runs off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's a great video. And then I went with Iron Maiden too, but I went with Murders in the Rue Morgue.
Oh yeah, that's a good
which
one.
from Killers is pretty much my second favorite Iron Maiden album. And I love it. It's based on Edgar Allan Poe's Murders in the Rue Morgue. It's a great short story, and I love that song. I think that's a fantastic album. But that's my top 10.
Cool.
So Jim, we had one match. We all kind of had one match.
Yeah, it was a good top 10. Normally we have a ton, but it seemed like we didn't want to go with just the regular Halloween by Halloween. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I always like it when people include stuff that's not the norm, like with Billy and Halloween. That's a really really good theme.
I never thought of that, but that is a wicked soundtrack. Yeah.
Yes.
I actually had on my near final list Pet Cemetery.
Did you?
Moans, yeah.
Cool.
I knocked it off for the Coroner song, but
that's okay. I mean, Pet Sematary. A lot of people don't know that they did that song for the movie.
Yeah,
I always liked it. I like that album, Brain Drain. It's one of their few more kind of like metallic kind of offerings. It's pretty heavy for the time. I like that album. I like the album cover art, and I like that album quite a bit. I don't really own a lot of Ramones albums. It's probably the only one I own, which is Brain Drain.
A couple, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the Ramones. They're not one of my favorite bands, but I just when that movie came out, I saw them in the theater, and then I heard the song, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is great!" And I went out and got the album. But
I thought one of you guys would have Death like Zombie Ritual.
I was thinking
because
that.
I had it, and I decided to not go with it. I thought for sure one of you two guys would do it.
See, I would have went with Evil Dead. I would have put that on there.
Yeah.
Because that's based on the movie, but I didn't put it on my list either. But yeah, I could have. It's a good point. That's a good point, Billy. I mean, they definitely should be on that list. But cool. All right, so that pretty much concludes our Halloween celebration.
And one song I wanted to put on was from Sam Hain,
but
I didn't want to use it. Sam Hain.
Oh, Sam
Halloween 2. But
yes.
I didn't want to use a Halloween song. I wanted to kind of make it more, but that would have been Sam Hain's a pretty good like pre-Misfits band with Glenn Danzig there.
Well, there's a lot of things you could put on. Like
anything.
Freddy Krueger's Underwear.
Yeah,
they're a great band. That album that we covered with on the other podcast, 1981.
I was thinking
album.
that too.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, yeah, you could have any one of those songs could have suited this list, but
I'm mad I didn't bring up the Halloween one. I went right to Jaws. I should have gone to Halloween because I'm thinking about it now. And then John Carpenter did the soundtrack, like the theme for Escape from New York, which is one of my favorite movies.
Love that movie.
It's not a horror movie, but still, it's so similar to the Halloween one, but a little different. Yeah.
Yeah, like the two famous soundtracks to me will always be like Halloween and Exorcist. The two, like, I think they have the two great main scores that I always remember the most.
Oh yeah,
good picks. Awesome, guys. That was good picks. So I don't think we've decided on what we're doing next week. Oh, or we did, Jim.
Yeah, we did.
Announce it. Yes, go ahead.
We're gonna do Ride the Lightning, the last of the big albums of Metallica. So not because of any reason other than we picked all the other ones ahead of it, but we'll tackle Ride the Lightning, and hopefully we'll know what cover version Megadeth's doing on their new album by the time we maybe wake up Friday, on Christmas Eve, on Halloween.
So you think they're going to announce that, Jim?
I think they are. It says all over the internet, and there's a blurred out vision, and it has a picture of Ride the Lightning. So that's what people are saying. So I don't know for sure, but I would assume it's got to be something he wrote.
That would be my choice.
Or he had writing on. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be my choice too.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Happy Halloween for everyone who will watch this on Halloween. So it will be posted on the 31st. Again, when we post it, please in the comments, please put down your favorite songs that you think for Halloween. That'd be great.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear all the responses. And I also think we forgot. I know we forgot this. We talked about it, but we mentioned about doing a special giveaway. So why don't we do this? I have something to give away, and if you guys have something to contribute, that's great. What we'll do is we'll ask people in the comments when the video goes up to post their, I don't know, 2 to 3 favorite songs that they think that best, promote or deal with Halloween, and we'll pick a winner, or maybe a couple of winners, and we'll send somebody a prize. How's that?
Perfect.
Work for you guys?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
totally forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to bring it up before we actually started.
I think it was my idea last week.
I know it was your idea. Yeah, and I thought it was a great idea. It's like, yeah, Billy's right. That's perfect. But that's okay. We'll have something.
Yeah.
I have something here that I could give away. So
Perfect.
that's cool. All right, guys. With that being said, I want to thank you both for coming on this little journey for Halloween. This is my favorite time of year, and we'll see you all next week.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right.